northern country following decades of tension and violence between Catholics and the new religion. The monarch was the head of the church, with no loyalty to the Pope in Rome. Catholicism was a religion not only disapproved, but actively suppressed. This became worse during the reign of Elizabeth I, and by the time of Elizabeth's death, Catholic priests were forced to say in mass in secret in private houses, and Catholics were required to attend Protestant services. But on the accession of James I, hopes for a better future were high. His wife was a Catholic, as had been his mother Mary, the Queen of Scots, but by 1605, under pressure from advisers such as his spymaster Sir Robert Cecil, and in an effort to placate more extreme Protestants such as the Puritans, James once again increased penalties on those who still practiced the Catholic religion. Discontent grew to the extent that some Catholics were willing to take extreme measures, sponsored and supported by Catholic monarchies of Europe. 2 plots against James had already failed by the time 5 men met in a London inn to discuss a new plan. The Gunpowder Plot of 1605, as it became known, was the brainchild of Robert Catesby, a well-to-do gentleman of Warwickshire. Together with Guy Fawkes and 3 other plotters, they formulated a plan to strike at the opening of Parliament on 5th of November. With the king dead, they would put James's daughter Elizabeth on the throne, returning Britain to the Catholic fold. Fawkes posted as a servant called John Johnson and began sourcing gunpowder. The plotters rented a cellar under the House of Lords and packed it with enough explosive to kill the king and the most powerful men in the land as they sat in the room above. As the plot neared fruition, something happened which would prove its downfall. Lord Monteagle, the brother-in-law of one of the plotters, received an anonymous letter which warned against attending Parliament for the opening. Monteagle passed the letter to Robert Cecil, who decided to wait before taking action. The plotters had no cause to believe their plan was in danger. On the 4th of November 1605, Cecil ordered searches of the whole of the Houses of Parliament, and Fawkes was arrested. He was found dressed for a swift exit, with spurs on his boots. Fawkes endured 2 days of torture in the Tower of London before confessing all. It was enough to buy the remaining plotters time to escape. Some of them attempted to instigate the planned Catholic uprising, but to no avail. The plotters made their final stand at Holbedge House in Staffordshire, where several, including Catesby, died in a shootout with the king's men. The survivors were taken back to London for trial. Over the course of the next few weeks, the surviving plotters and many others were interrogated. On 30th and 31st of January 1606, 8 people, including Fawkes, were executed by being hanged, drawn and quartered. 3 more were executed in the following months. Even those who had perished at Holbedge House were exhumed and decapitated. In the aftermath of the plot, James I was in no mood for tolerance. New laws were passed removing Catholics' right to vote and restricting their role in public life. It would be another 200 years before these restrictions were fully lifted. While religious differences between Catholics and Protestants have largely been forgotten on mainland Britain, we continue to celebrate the deliverance of James I and the execution of the would-be assassins, most notably Guy Fawkes, every 5th of November. The power of this single image, the burning of a guy on top of a bonfire, has ensured the plot endures in the national memory. So that is the story of Guy Fawkes. And supposedly every year we have a bonfire and people put a guy on the top to burn, which is essentially a scarecrow. and some other facts about fireworks. Okay. November the 5th is also celebrated by the National Association of Dead Health Burners. I don't know who he is or what that is, so I don't know why I read that. I'm guessing by the fact that it says November 5th instead of 5th of November that it's an American thing. I don't know. The traditional cake eaten on Bonfire Night is parkin cake made from oatmeal, ginger, treacle and syrup. I love parkin cake, it tastes so good. Parkin cake. Okay, number 3. The first recorded fireworks in England were at the wedding of Henry VII in 1486. Captain John Smith, the discoverer, that's in quotation marks, the discoverer of Pocahontas, was the first man to set off fireworks in America. Though the Gunpowder Plot happened in 1605, the now traditional searching of the cellars before each new session of Parliament didn't start until 1678. Until 1806, the effigy burnt in England on the 5th of November was that of Pope Paul V, who after 1605 refused to allow Catholics to take the oath of allegiance to the crown. The word bonfire was originally bonefire, signifying the bones of the effigy burned. 5th of November is also known as Ringing Night. Many torchlight processions held on this day feature bells rung. In the 1590s, Guy Fawkes served in the Spanish army. Until 1959, it was illegal not to celebrate Bonfire Night in Britain. See, I didn't know that, because nowadays, I don't know, quite a lot of people, because it's firework night, a lot of people let off fireworks. But I don't know many people who have bonfires. In fact, I know quite a few people have bonfires, but not as many as they used to be. The earliest documentation of fireworks dates back to 7th century China. They were invented more than 2,000 years ago in China. China is the largest manufacturer and exporter of fireworks in the world. 90% of all fireworks originate from here. In 1240, the Arabs acquired knowledge of gunpowder. A Syrian named Hassan al-Ramah wrote of fireworks using terms that suggested he derived his knowledge from Chinese sources. Dreaming about fireworks means that you'd like to be the centre of attention and are showing off to others. It also symbolises enthusiasm and exhilaration. The fireworks were used to accompany many festivities, scare off evil spirits and promote prosperity. The biggest occasion for fireworks in the UK is Guy Fawkes Night, 5th of November. It is a celebration of the failing of the Gunpowder Plot on 5th of November 1605, an attempt to kill James I at the House of the Parliament, which I've just told you about. The largest firework rocket is 13 kilograms and was produced and launched in Portugal in 2010. Queen Elizabeth was so fascinated with the fireworks that she created an honorary title, Fire Master of England, for the individual who created the best fireworks. The word for firework in Japanese, hanabi, which actually means fire flower. A rocket can reach speeds of 50 miles per hour, however the shell can reach as high as 200 meters. A sparkler burns at a temperature of over 15 times the boiling point of water. 3 sparklers burning together generate the same heat as a blowtorch. When your sparkler goes out, put it in a bucket of water That reminds me of Mary Poppins when he shoots fireworks at them on the roof. At first, fireworks were only orange and white. In the Middle Ages, new colours were added. They were achieved by adding different salts. The hardest colour to create is blue. Sparklers can be used to make funny pictures. All you need is a totally dark setting, a sparkler to draw with, and a camera recording a long exposure. I might try that actually, my dad's camera does that. A string of firecrackers that went on and lasting 22 hours marked the New Year's Day celebrations in Hong Kong in 1996. And that is about it. Yes, sir. 15 minutes, that's a itty bitty video. I'm actually looking at parking cake on Wikipedia for some reason. I know what parking cake is, but it looks so nice. It is nice actually. Yeah, it says here, I didn't know this, but it says here, originated in northern England, often associated with Yorkshire,